Good morning, everyone. So today is a bit of a different day. We're gonna go and take our new Mercedes EQB. So we're not gonna make a video with our Forester or Justy, and you will see how we got a Mercedes EQB. So stay tuned, and I hope you like this video too. So we just arrived here at Mercedes Auto Class in Timișoara. I see a lot of Mercedes, and they also have Honda. And we're going to go to pick up our EQB. Okay, so we just got the car. This is the key. And this is the new EQB. At first, when I got the EQB, I thought it's the same size as my Forester, but looking at them like this, you can see that the Forester is a little bit smaller. If you look at them parked next to each other, you will see that the fronts align. So I just parked them like that. Of course, the Forester bumper comes out way more than the Mercedes one. And going in the back, you will see that the Mercedes is like, I don't know, 20-30 centimeters or maybe 40 centimeters longer. But of course the Forester only has 5 seats, as the Mercedes has 7 seats. So looking in the trunk, of course manual trunk on the Forester, and I've got a lot of tires here. There could be some more space in here for stuff, but it's kind of full. Going to the Mercedes, electronic trunk, and I don't know, just looking at it, I cannot say if this is bigger or smaller than my Forester. Of course, this one has some seats in here. So opening the rear seats, you probably have to pull on these. Yes, and that's the seat open. So I cannot open it in this position. I have to move the back of the seat, and that's how it goes. So right now, this is the trunk, the Mercedes, of course, a lot smaller than the Forester. You have some more storage in here. Going inside the Mercedes, you will see that, well, not inside, but you will see that it has this shape here. You can lock the car by pushing it, and when you place your hand inside, it unlocks. So right now, the seat is arranged for my size. This is how I fit in here. In the back, again, I fit no issues. can see there's enough space in here, and also above me there's some room, but you sit pretty high up. And of course we can push the seat all the way forward. So in order to get in the back seat, I think you have to push on this. Okay, the seats come down, and that's it. So you have to also pull on them from the front. Okay, so this is all the way forward. So let's see if I get in the back. So this is how you just have to push this upward. That's how you get the full seat. Okay, so I'm touching. You can see I don't have enough room here. My head goes all the way up, and if I close the seat, I cannot close it because it's way too forward and the headrest hits. So let me see if I pull on this. No. So it doesn't seem to have a way of pushing it backward. So I'll have to lean all the way forward, push it backward. Yeah, right now it's gonna come backward. So I guess if you really have to sit in here, it's not impossible. I'm touching, and my head is touching, and I'm all the way in my seat, but it's doable if you really have to be inside here. Now let's see if I still fit in the forward seat, so in the middle seat. So that's how it goes. Okay, so you just push on that and it goes forward, and then when you close it, it comes back into position. And right now I have more space. Okay, so let's see. Push it forward. There's a bit of storage space here and a USB Type-C charger. I'm kind of hitting with my back. A bit complicated to get out, but not impossible. So this is how it was positioned before. Let's see if I still fit. Oh, this is pretty tight. So right now in this position, it's tighter than in the back. I'm hitting the front seat, and I'm touching the ceiling. I don't think this seat can be placed lower, so that's how it is. Of course, you have one of these armrests, some nice cup holders in here. These are really interesting. So yeah, this car is more of a 7-seater if you have kids, but if you really need to have 7 people, 7 grown-ups in here, that's fine. I have 1.80 m. I could, I guess, adjust my driving position a little bit more forward, and then this back seat could be a little bit more backward than it was, so that you have room. I would say it's not bad. So for this size, to have 7 seats, it's pretty nice. I like the space in here. You have some ventilation. This is how you close the vents. little bit of storage in here. I don't know what you can put in here. And one USB-C again, so not two. It would have space for two, but no, it only got one. It's got some pockets in here, some pockets here for some bottles, and yes, it's got auto up and down. And I like that it has 4 handles. Also the driver gets one, which is unusual for these days, but all the passengers get one. In order to put the rear seats down, you have to push in here. It's a bit tight, and then you push the headrest down, clicks down, you pull this, and the seat goes into its position. This is how you open your charge port. You push, it opens, and then if you want to open one, it goes like that, second like that, but also if you press only on the lower one, they both come out. This is a pretty neat thing. I think I saw some videos where people were complaining that they cannot open both ports at the same time. That was pretty nice they thought of that. So this is the difference to my Forester. Of course the key is manual. You have to press it in order to open the car. And the seat is arranged for me. Of course you see it a little bit lower, and this is a manual car, so you have to see where your clutch is at. And in the back with the seat adjusted for me. Of course, one advantage to the electric ones, you don't have this kind of issues. No engine oil. And if I sit in the back, about this, maybe there's a little bit more space in the Mercedes. And above me, I'm not sure, I have, yeah, it's a little bit less space, but as you saw, the Mercedes is higher in body height, so it's obvious that it will have more headroom. And of course mine only has 5 seats, not 7 seats as the Mercedes, but there's enough space in the Forester too. Of course the windows only go up and down manually, so you have to press the button and it goes down as long as you press the button. It doesn't have an auto function. Actually, it only has an auto function for the front driver's window. And of course you cannot deny newer car looks better, and my Forester is already newer than the 2004 because I have another steering wheel, the navigation up there, and painted dashboard, and also the facelift AC controls. So it's already more modern than it came from the factory. And I also have this mirror that is auto dimming, and it's got some a compass inside, and also buttons for gates, which the Mercedes doesn't have. One more interesting thing is that you've got the Mercedes logo on the ground, and of course you've got the trunk release right here, and your hood release is down here. So on the interior you've got the media control on this side. If you push once, it mutes. You can see the radio right there. Also you can adjust everything from this touch, but it seems it always puts the volumes back. So you have a back, a home button, and stuff for your phone. And on this side you've got adaptive cruise control. You can set the distance from the car in front of you. It doesn't show anything right now, but if you press set in each direction, it's gonna set your speed. Then you've got cancel, and you've got reset or limiter, and it's got sign recognition, which if you push your limiter, it's gonna recognize the sign, so the speed limit, and it's gonna keep it. That's pretty neat. A weird feature is that if you want to wash your windshield, you have to press here, and pressing once will just wipe it, and if you press all the way, so it's got 2 clicks. First click is wipe, second click is wash and wipe. You've got regenerative brakes on minus and plus, so pedals. You don't really need pedals for an electric car because you don't have gears, but you can control how abruptly it regenerates. So this means it will brake more abruptly when you press minus. It's got 3 settings: drive minus, drive normal, and drive plus. For drive plus, it lets you coast. Drive normal, it's gonna apply about 50% regeneration, and if you go into drive minus, it can go all the way to 100, which is really abrupt, so it kind of brakes for you, but you still have to press the brake to completely stop. And then if you go in here, you can control this screen from this side of the screen of the controls. Again, you've got a touch. You can choose which screen you're going to adjust. Then on the media control, you can control it from here. So pressing home will send you back. You can press back to go back, and of course you can adjust from here. Or you've got this control. It's like a touchpad. You just touch it and it gives you some feedback. And you press, it goes into that setting. So if you go to lighting, ambient lighting, color, you can change the colors here, and you'll see that all these colors will change. You can see that there's also some really nice colors in here. I really like this. It sets up a whole different environment. And if you want to like close these vents, you just turn them and it stops sending air through. And I think it's adjustable, so you can adjust how much air goes through until you go all the way. And you turn them to adjust. I like the design, but my wife doesn't. You can set the temperature from here, and if you turn on the car, it's gonna turn on the AC. And if you go into menu, you will see the more controls. You can sync, or you can just adjust separately. And if you sync, it goes to 24.5 right now. I guess you can adjust everything here. A lot of functions: automatic, defrost. You've got your 4-way blinkers. One weird thing is that Mercedes has this gear lever. It's interesting. If you put it in drive, you put it in drive like that. If you go just a little bit here, you go into neutral, and all the way you go into reverse. And then if you press like that, it goes into park. And also you've got the start stop button right here, which looks a little bit different from what I know Mercedes usually has, but it's not an issue. So it should have auto trunk opening. It does have it. Now you can close it from this button, or comes to driving the EQB, I really love how silent it is, and also I love how fast you can get into traffic. Now, if this guy is going to move to the first lane, I guess not. You can see how fast it accelerates, and I also love that it's got regenerative braking on the pedals, so whenever you're going to stop, you can use the pedals to fix or to set up how much braking you're going to have. So right now you can see here it's in D+, so if I lift off the throttle, it's going to coast, but then if I want to brake and I put it in D normal and I lift off the throttle, it's going to regenerate. You can see 60% here. It's going to brake, and if I go into D-, it's going to be even more abrupt. But right now we have some traffic around, so I don't want to brake in front of them. And you can see we're going 91 kilometers per hour, and the car is very silent. So right now, as I was saying, we are in D. If you go in D-, you can see here D-, and I lift up the throttle, you will see that the braking is pretty abrupt, and you will see also that regen is going more than before. So I'm lifting 100% regen, and it almost stops completely. So now we go back to D+, and it's gonna allow us to coast. If I lift up the throttle, you can see like that, just a small amount of regen, 20%, 25, but it's easier to drive and you don't have to brake. Also, if you know how to drive this car, being electric, you can drive it almost fully from the pedals without needing to brake. You just use regen to stop. Well, you have to push the brake when you stop completely, but you can slow down almost to a crawl. So right now you can see that we're in automatic lighting, and you can see outside that we're in it makes some shadows, and now it's going to go full beam, as you saw. I hope it's visible. It's a really slight change, but you will see that it always goes from full beam to low beam. So at first I told you that we got this Mercedes EQB, but actually we only have it for one weekend. We won it at the giveaway from Autoclass Timișoara, and I am working at Continental, and Continental organizes each year a Conti show-off, that's how it's called, and each year we present all the products that we're working on, and people can come and we talk to them. And also in the parking lot there are a lot of dealers presenting their cars, and of course those are cars that are made of parts that we design and manufacture. So this year one of the dealers were Autoclass Timișoara, which are a Mercedes and Honda dealership, and they had a giveaway that if you post something on your social media, so on Instagram, you post with one of their cars that they had there and the message board, and also you have to follow, share, stuff like that. You can enter a giveaway, and they are going to give you, if you are winning, and they're going to give you a weekend with one of the cars. So I was amazed to see that I got first place. So that's how we won this EQB. Now today is our last day with it. Tomorrow we're bringing it back, and I don't know, in conclusion, of course, this is a 22-year car, so it's a new car. Also, it's electric, so you cannot really compare it to most cars, and I can definitely not compare it to my Forester or the Justy, because those are a 2004 Forester and a 2008 or 9 Justy, and this car is a lot of car and a lot of differences from those, but it really feels good. So it's a really nice car. You will see that it is 68,000 euros the way it's spec'd right now, but it starts from 57, and in Romania you get some I don't know, I think 10,000 euros back because it's an electric or something like that. I'm not sure how much, but I think you can bring it out under 40, and for under 40 it's a pretty nice car to have. It's electric, it's silent, it's comfortable. Of course, the range is not that good. I think it's around 400 kilometers, which for us, for instance, my wife is coming from Baia Mare, which is 430 kilometers away. So if you have to go from Timișoara to Baia Mare, we cannot go in one charge. But of course, I haven't tried this, so this is just a speculation from my side. And because of that, it might be that the car is not so well suited right now. But as electrics are going to evolve and they're going to get more range, they're going to be awesome cars. And for the city, I would say it's, I don't know, a really good choice to have an electric. Of course, a lot of people are talking that electric cars don't use fuel and they don't pollute the environment, but they do pollute when they are manufactured, and of course that's true. The manufacturing process is kind of the same as all the other cars, and as an added bonus you get the battery. That's pretty hard to dispose of, but the point is that you bring the pollution out of the city. So we live in cities and we need to be careful, because where we live we would like to have cleaner air, and electric cars can do that. They can move pollution from inside the city to outside of the city, and of course also the noise in the city. A lot of electric cars driving in the city would bring the noise down, which would make the city more quiet. But as in everything, there are advantages and disadvantages, and also right now I think all around the world there is a certain agenda with electric cars, and somebody is pushing that a little bit artificially because the fuel prices are way up, and yeah. But of course, I really like this car. It's a really nice car. It feels really good when driving, also while turning, also at speed. It's really stable. It jumps really nice. You can feel the torque. Of course, it's instantaneous torque because it's an electric, and it's a really pleasant place to be in. And yeah, you can see and feel the comfort and the quality of a Mercedes car. I don't think there's any doubt of that. But again, it's around 50, 60, and probably you can go higher if you get more options, 1,000 euros. And yeah, not everybody has this kind of amount. And in Romania, there are a lot of people that cannot afford a $10,000 car. So yeah, everybody can choose. I really like the car. I don't have the money for this kind of car, but it's a really nice car. A few small details that are a bit weird. If you look in the rear view mirror, you will see the reflection from this vent. So you can see the lights from this. Of course, you can adjust the lighting, the intensity of it, and you can also turn it off completely, but it's a bit weird if you want to look in your mirror and you see the vent like that. And one more thing is really weird with this gear lever selector. For me, reverse upwards and drive downwards makes no sense. Of course, this is like most automatics, I would say. If you have one of those levers here, you have P, R, and D, and then 3, 2, 1 or L, and then probably that's why they kept the order. But making it like that and going upwards and downwards, if you think an arrow upwards would mean going forward for me, and an arrow downwards would mean going backward. But they kept this classic automatic order, which for me doesn't make sense. Also, I didn't get to test it off-road, so as you know on my channel, I like going off-road, and I don't know if this car can go into snow, mud, water, stuff like that, but it was a pretty nice experience and I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this video too. I hope to see you next time.